Oh, there I am. That's so awesome. Just had to add my video. Yeah, you guys can hear me, you can see me. Yay! Don't you just love when you learn a new platform, technology, and you get it right? Yay! It just takes practice. All of us are probably technology experts these days in this out here in these COVID streets, right? We've had to learn Zoom, we've had to learn Facebook Live, Instagram Live. What else? Throw it out. I know there's so many. But welcome, welcome. You are here. And I'm so happy that you are. You are at the Facebook page for the Forward Women's Leadership Forum. My name is Ewanike Akpan. Welcome. And yes, you're at the right channel. This is the first Monday of the month. And that means that you have me, Coach E, and I am here to talk with you about all things health, wellness, fitness, and life hacks. Ways that we can up our game in the way of physical activity, in the way of our nutrition, and not just for ourselves, but for our family too. We are the examples for our little ones, for our brothers, our sisters, our moms, our fathers, aunts, uncles, everyone in our family. Believe it or not, if they see you setting a good example of living an active life, of making healthy food choices and just overall healthy lifestyle choices, then that influences them in a positive way. So I am here to share with you some tips on how you can incorporate some healthy things into your own life. And then by way of you doing them, of course, then you are positively impacting your family and therefore your community. So I am the owner of Lotus Fitness, and I have a wonderful program where I help people get active 4 times a week. It's called the Core Boot Camp, and I plan to share with you later on today a quick workout that would be similar to what we do if you were in one of my boot camp programs. So, but I'm gonna show you all different ways in which you can modify and do activities in that workout at a level that is appropriate for you. Don't let the name boot camp fool you or have you scared of participating. This is going to be all about moving. This is going to be all about just doing what's appropriate for us and having some fun. We're not going to take this all that serious. What I do want to talk to you about, which I would consider pretty serious, is again in line with talking and living an active lifestyle. And how do we do that when we're all so busy, right? We always are overscheduled between just our normal work life, and then of course everyone's trying to balance their family lives, and it's a lot different these days to do so when we've had to be more homeward bound and to incorporate a lot more activities like school and work from home 24/7 in the house. That's changing a lot now, thankfully, over the months. We've been seeing each other here in this space, and we are now moving in the way towards the world opening up again. The United States is opening up. We are being vaccinated and able to see one another, see our family members. I know everyone is really looking forward to the holidays, to the summertime coming up, getting together and congregating and doing so safely. And so things are changing. But with those changes, then we start to schedule meeting all of our people and just being, connecting again. And the excitement around that is just enormous. It really is. And so we may even overschedule ourselves and without realizing it, not leave that important and necessary time for our self-care, for our health, for us to stay on track or to get on track if we need to with a regular exercise program, with incorporating physical activity, things that are fun, that we like to do into our lives, but on a regular basis, enough so that we get our heart rates up on a daily basis is the recommendation from our healthcare professionals, that we are moving and that we are getting our heart rate up a minimum of 30 minutes every single day. That is the recommendation from our healthcare professionals for every grown person out there, okay? And that also applies for our children. Because we have been so sedentary, it's even more important now that we are active and we are getting outside in the fresh air and walking and riding our bikes and roller skating and just doing all those activities that we enjoy doing, but doing that for a period of time of 30 minutes at the minimum, and doing it at a level where we actually get our heart rate up. And that means that we're getting it into that high intensity or that moderate to high intensity level where you break a sweat, okay? So that's what I want you to focus on for your activity on a daily basis. And again, do what is fun. That's my recommendation. So I want to talk to you about how do you do that? How do we get in this activity when we are planning so much? Planning is the key word here. When we have an invitation to an event, whether it's a graduation or it's a wedding, I mean, whatever it is that you have going on this summer and you are invited, what's the first thing you do? You open up your calendar, you go to your computer, if you're old school and you've still got the day planner, you flip the page and you're like, okay, what date is that? And then you write it in. Or you're opening up your Google Calendar, your Outlook calendar, and you're putting that important event on your calendar so you don't forget it. And then you're setting an alarm even, and you're just making a mental note. All of those things, that process that we go through for those events that we make sure we don't want to miss, are what we have to do for ourselves, people. And so I want to share with you that for the month of June, that our focus for our health and our wellness is our need to schedule our bliss. And I'm going to call these events that we plan for our self-care our bliss. These events, these activities that we plan, whether they be your exercise classes, whether they be your time to go outside for a walk with the family, or to go and meet up with your girlfriends and go for a walk, or whatever the activity is, where you're moving, where you're getting your heart rate up, where you're slowing down and meditating and taking care to journal, those things and others, where you're going grocery shopping or preparing your healthy meals for the week and making sure that you're on the right track with your hydration, that you're drinking properly, and that you're writing down in that app how many cups of water you've had today. Oh, I just have to show you all something real quick. Speaking of water, this right here is a tumbler, a 32-ounce tumbler that a friend gifted to me. And it's by Built, B-U-I-L-T, Built. And first of all, it's just pretty, right? It's this metallic purple color. And when she gave it to me, I was like, oh, thank you. She said you needed something to keep your water in while you teach classes. And I had just mentioned that without even remembering it to her. And she was thoughtful. That's what your friends do. They remember those things that you just say when you're talking, you then move on. I don't even remember it enough to go get it myself, but my friend did. And here is this wonderful tumbler with this silicone straw. So I'm being, earth friendly here. And it has just helped me to get in water, 32 ounces. I'm on my third one today. So I'm writing that down. I'm taking that time. Whatever it is that you're doing and focusing inward on yourself for your health, for your self-care, again, you need to write down. You need to schedule it. So whether it's coming to the core bootcamp class, I'm going to flip that plug in with me on Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or team, whether it's putting your workout on the calendar, or it's linking up with your friends, or it's getting to the track and going for a power walk first thing, 5 o'clock in the morning, before you get into your work day with the family, whatever your activity, your yoga class, whether it's your going out for a hike, which has been something that a lot of us have discovered or rediscovered during this period that we have had to be more indoors, is hiking, getting out and breathing some fresh air, oxygenating our lungs with these trees. Then schedule it. And then that way, The hack is that if you do that, if we schedule this time, then we are less likely, or I should say, we are more likely for it to actually happen, for us to actually follow through with that activity. If it's on our calendar, if we give as much importance to ourselves and to the things that we want to do to take care of ourselves as we do to going to get the car repaired, or showing up for our friends or for our family for the events that they invite us to. So I strongly, strongly encourage you to make yourself a priority, to do that starting today. If that's not something that you're already doing, this is the first Monday of the month. We have the whole month of June to practice this, to put this into our routine, where we are writing down and putting important next to it and setting a reminder and making it pop up, 10 minutes before the actual event is supposed to take place, so we can grab our speakers, grab our water, and get ready to get out the door and get active. All right? So that's my tip for you for the month of June. Please share with us here at the Forward Women's Leadership Forum whether or not that is an effective tip for you, and whether or not you've actually decided to do that. Like this month, you can come back and just log in and share with us how it's going. I want to share with you a workout today. This again will be an opportunity for you to move at a pace that's most comfortable for you. You will be able to modify these movements. These are all body weight, so there's no equipment necessary. And then you will be able to modify them to a level, maybe taking it from that introductory level that I'm going to show you to that medium level, to that higher intensity level, and gauge how you have improved in your overall cardiovascular, flexibility, and strength if you practice this routine again, and maybe do it again. Use it as a benchmark, okay? All right, so we're going to get into it. This is going to be no more than 15 minutes or so. Again, all body weight. I'm going to show you what the 3 different activities are, and then we're going to do them together. So I'm going to put this together in a circuit format, and that means one activity for a certain amount of time. Then we have a recovery, second activity, recover, third activity, and then we're going to repeat it, hence circuit, okay? All right, team. So I'm going to step back here, and I want to make sure that you can see my feet and that we are all on the same page. That's it, right here. So we're going to start to warm up in our space. Please bring your feet hip-width distance apart and start to take some deep breaths all the way in. As you roll your shoulders up, you're going to pull them back and feel a nice stretch happen across the front of the chest here. And you can see that I'm really exaggerating, taking my chest forward and pulling those shoulder blades back. My hands are relaxed and open, so let's unclench them, maybe even shake them out a bit, and then start to bring those arms all the way up. Still pulling the shoulder blades down and back as we make these big circles, and the breath is coming all the way in and exhaling all the way out. Again, it's lifting up our whole body, our torso, from our hips all the way up to the fingertips and out. Don't those deep breaths feel good, especially if you're just standing up and it's at the end of your day and you've maybe been kind of hunched over in this position with your hips closed, sitting at your desk. It feels good to just open it up and stretch, okay? And then I want you to just gently twist here, side to side. You got it. Keep those shoulders down and relaxed, away from the ears. You got it, team. Good. We're breathing nice and deep in through the nose and out. That's the most important thing that you can do with me for the next 15 minutes, is to focus inward on your breath, all right? And then I'm going to have you walk the feet out a little bit further, and then start to push your hips back and take this into a side lunge. Keep those feet stationary, and I want those toes pointing straight ahead. Your weight is in your heels as you go side to side. Your chest is lifted. You're still breathing nice and deep. So what we're doing here is stretching out those glutes, which have probably just been asleep. We've been sitting on them at our desk. So no dead butt syndrome here. Let's stretch and wake up those glutes. Give me a few more here, side to side. Keep that chest lifted. You got it. And then we're going to come to center. We're going to walk the feet in a little bit, and I'm going to have you go into some squats. We're going to continue here with moving the body in a way that we're actively stretching to prepare us for a little bit more high intensity, which we're going to do coming up. All right. So some basic squats. We sit down in chairs all day. Don't even think about it. This is the same movement pattern where your hips go back, your weight goes to your heels. You want to keep that chest lifted. What I want you to do is to squeeze your glutes as you stand up here from that squat. Let's do a couple more like that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You got it. You're going to keep going here for 5, 4, 3. We have 2 and 1. Now let's start to add a knee hug. So standing nice and tall, grab hold of your shin and pull your thigh in towards the chest. So what is this doing? This is again helping to stretch out the glutes and wake up that lower back. Here, breathe in through the nose and out. Let's keep that chest lifted. Get a nice stretch. Grab hold of the shin and make this a really active stretch. So not just touching the leg here in the front, but actually lifting it up towards the chest. You got it. So what we'll do is combine our squat into our knee hug. All right? Placing those feet hip width apart and lifting right and left. Squatting here, lift for that stretch. These are great active stretches. So you warm up the body here with active stretches, and you always want to cool down with static stretches. Movement where you pull and elongate the muscle here to warm up. We have just a couple more. Squat, lift, lift. One more here. We're going to squat and knee hugs on each side. Nice job. So continue with your active stretches. We're going to just do some leg swings. I'm pulling my right leg across the left. This is really going to help to challenge my balance. Sometimes my arms help me with that balance if I bring them out to the side. Keep going. Let's change legs. Good. Some leg swings here. Make sure you're planting your feet and balancing here. A couple more on this side. Nice work. You know you can go forward and back here, which is a great way, again, to open up the hips after sitting for any period of time and fire up those glutes. All right? So some leg swings forward and back on each leg. There you go. So these are also just great standing exercises to do if you take an activity break in the middle of the day. All right? You should feel warm here through the hips, through the glutes, the hamstrings. We're going to get into a lower back exercise, and I'm targeting for you today areas of the body that we typically are tight in, all right, in the lower body. The hips, the glutes are not turned on at all and tense from sitting too much, not taking enough active breaks, standing up in the middle of our day, and maybe getting in a few squats. But you guys are going to change that now, I'm sure. All right, so we're hinging forward at the hips, pushing the tailbone back, and then pulling ourselves all the way up. I have the hands out to the side here, which encourages the stretch across the front of the chest. Inhale and exhale for me here. You're doing great. Nice, nice, nice. Last one, and stand up. Good, let's just relax those arms by the shoulder, by the side here. And then we're gonna be going into some arm circles. So active stretches, right? So what are we doing? We are opening up those shoulders, which tend to be tight as we hunch forward. I'm taking my arms back so that I'm getting a nice stretch here across the chest. Breathing in through the nose as you raise those arms up and around, and then going into some smaller circles. So again, just really warming everything up here. Our last one that we're going to do here of our active stretches is a star. We're going to open up the feet a little bit wider, keep our arms out to the side, and then we're going to go side to side. You guys remember this calisthenics move from gym class? You're going to reach the fingertips across the body to touch the opposite foot, and then you're standing all the way up here in the center, breathing in through the nose, exhale out here at the top. Good. What are you doing when you stand up? I want you to fire those glutes again for me. All right? Breathe in through the nose and out. And this warm up here can be done in the morning, in the middle of the afternoon, in the evening, anytime you need some activity and just some really good stretches. All right, so we're ready. So I'm going to take you into a little bit of a cardio, and then we're going to go into that circuit that I explained to you about, which is going to be all body weight. All body weight, all right? So for your cardio, we're going to get 1 minute on the clock for some cardio. We're going to change it up between 3 different moves. I want you to jog around in your space to start. We'll go into some jumping jacks, and then we're going to do what I call a drop squat, okay? So let's run around in your space. I'm going to stay stationary. Here, I want you to pump your arms by the side of the body like you were running outside. All right, I want you to start to pull those heels up. Here we go. We have the clock. We've got 1 minute of cardio here to continue to warm up our body as we get ready for this activity. We're going to be changing into jumping jacks. And I'll show you that, of course, there's a couple different ways you can do your jack. You can step out here, side to side, or you can do a full jack. So change here with me in 3, 2, and 1. Change it up to your jumping jack. There you go. Keep it going. Yes. Lifting those arms all the way overhead. Staying nice and light on the balls of the feet. All right, so our last one from here is going to be a drop into your squat. Slide those feet out, jump back together. Ready? You're going to change to your drop squat in 3, 2, and 1. Give me 15 seconds here. You got it. Your own pace. You can even just step out here into your squat. You have 3, 2, 1, and time. Yeah. So, wow, that cardio got our heart rate up again. And we're going to now be going into that body weight, higher intensity circuit. All right? Let me explain to you what you have coming up. 3 moves. The first one is going to be our lateral lunge. And we're going to do 3 high knees in the middle of that lateral lunge. So stepping out, we did the lateral position of the feet when we warmed up from the very beginning here. That's what you're going to step out to. Your feet are narrow. Then you're going to step out here to the center. 1, 2, 3. High knees right up to the front. Step out to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're going to push the hips back. Keep the chest lifted, toes pointing forward. Step back into your high knees again. That's going to be your first move. Then we're going to be going down to the floor on your tailbone here. Bring your hands behind the hips. Your feet are flat. You're pressing into your heels and lifting your hips up. So this is an incredible stretch here for the shoulders and across the chest. You're going to kick one foot up, bring that opposite hand to touch the foot and alternate. Here, this is so good for the core, working here to keep your hips up and working those arms, okay? Holding your position. You're using the shoulders, the triceps, forearms here to stay up. All right, and then we're going to stand up, and we're going to go for some forward lunges because we're moving forward. This is the Forward Women's Leadership forward forearm channel, and we're always helping each other to move forward. So we're gonna finish with a forward lunge. All right, team, I want you to just alternate your right and left legs here for the time, and let's do 2 rounds. Let's make sure we've got our time together here, and I think we can definitely get in 2 rounds. Your work period, the amount of time that we're gonna be moving is 30 seconds. 30 seconds, so this is your official clock here on my wrist. All right, we're gonna get started with our first move, team. We're gonna be going out for our lateral lunge and into our high knees. You guys ready? We're all warmed up. I know I've done quite a bit of explaining and talking, so let's get it going. We're gonna start, here's your countdown. You have 3, 2, and 1. So you're taking it out, 3 high knees, go out to the other side. Here for your lateral lunge. Pump those arms in the center. Pump it up, out. 1, 2, 3. Step out. 1, 2, 3. Step it out. 1, 2, 3. Keep it going for 10 seconds here, team. Out. 1, 2, 3. Here. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So we're moving down to the floor. We have a transition of 15 seconds. So bring it down. You're ready to lift those hips, and we're gonna kick up to the opposite hand. Here in 3, 2, and 1. So here's your hip lift and your kick. Remember the breath. In through the nose and out. In and out. In and out. Opening up across the chest. Keep extending your heart here towards the ceiling. You're doing an amazing thing for your heart, for your body, as you're moving right now. Excellent, team. Keep it up. Keep it up. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. And you're up. Remember, we have 3 exercises in the circuit. Your last one is going to be your forward lunge. All right, so let's go here in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. Stepping forward, step back. Take your time here. Go to a depth that's comfortable for your knees. Make sure you keep your shoulders in alignment over the hips. The chest stays up. You breathe as you push back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We've got about 10 more seconds here. Looking good, team, looking good. Let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. All right, so grab a sip of water here, and we're gonna go into our second round. You guys are looking good. Love what you're doing here for yourself. All right, we're gonna keep it going. Here comes your second round. Get that water break. We are starting at the top. We are going into our lateral lunge with our 3 high knees. Ready? Let's start together. Again, I've got your official clock here. 30 seconds to go for this movement. We go in 3, 2, 1. Take it out. Give me 3 high knees in the middle, and we go out. Boom, boom, boom. Really powering here through those arms. Lifting those knees all the way up. Stepping it out. Good. Looking good, team. Step. Pull it in. Step. You guys are looking good. Together. Last one, you're going to get to each side and finish in 3, 2, and 1. All right. Maybe even bringing the arms overhead here will help you with your breath. Exhale and inhale. All right. We come down to the floor. We're bringing our hands behind our hips again. We're going to lift those hips up And we're gonna go for our kicks in 3, 2, 1, and lift. Breathe it out, breathe it in, breathe it out, breathe it in. Looking good, team. Like the way you guys are kicking up nice and strong, keeping your hips up, working that core. Keep it moving here. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're up. Awesome. We're gonna finish this circuit with our last move, moving forward together into our lunge, and then we're gonna cool it down together. All right? Again, last 30 seconds here on the clock. It's gonna start in 3, 2, and 1. So let's take it forward. Looking good. Working those quads, the front of the thighs. Here, the core, keeping you balanced, up nice and strong. Take those breaths in through the nose. Inhale and exhale it out. We have about 10 seconds. Those legs are appreciating you here, putting that focus, that energy into strengthening them. Let's finish here in 3, 2, 1, and time. Woo, give yourself a hand. Yes, I love it. We are gonna stretch. Remember, again, the best way to cool down is to do a static stretch. We warmed up with some active stretches, so now we go into that part of our workout where we cool down and help the muscles to recover by doing a static stretch. I'm gonna first go into a stretch for those front of the legs, the quads, reaching back. Hold on to anything that you may need to for balance. Grab hold of the back of the foot, pull that heel in towards your glutes. And if you kick back into the hand, you're gonna get a nice stretch, a deeper stretch down the front of your hip, down the front to the thighs. Here, you're gonna release. And with that same leg, you're gonna kick it forward and hinge your hips back to stretch out the back of the leg, the hamstrings and the glutes a little bit. Maybe feeling it even all the way down to your calves. Holding the stretch. Don't bounce, but hold. And let's switch legs. Let's pull the opposite heel in, kicking into that hand, getting the front of that leg stretched out. Breathe in through the nose, stay nice and tall. And then extending that leg forward and pushing those hips back for a nice stretch here. In through the nose and out. Good. All right. So that's the lower body. We're going to bring the arm across the chest here and stretch the shoulders. We held our body weight up when we were down on the floor here in that what we call crab position. Hips up in the air. So we were working the shoulders, the triceps. So we're going to pull the arm across the chest and get a nice stretch there. Inhale, and again, you're still bringing that heart rate down, so breathing out. And then we're going to shake out those arms, and together we're going to finish with a really deep bend of the knees here and a deeper, deeper, deeper breath. I want you to make this the deepest breath of your entire day so far, but it doesn't have to be the last deep breath that you take, okay? So let's go down into a squat. And from the bottom of the squat, we keep the chest lifted and we bring as much air as we lift up. Inhale here. We want to bring it all the way to the bottom of the lungs. You can feel this stretch, team, go from your hips here all the way up to the fingertips. And we're going to slowly exhale those arms down by our side. Just relaxing those shoulders down away from the ears and shaking it out. All right. So a few things I want to just share with you after first congratulating you for just doing an amazing job for yourself right now. You have worked hard to probably even get yourself in front of the Facebook page here and join us this evening. So I thank you for the time. You have just taken the time to participate in this is what is a little smidgen of a taste of the core boot camp. You can see more opportunity for joining the core boot camp through our website, which is lotusfitness.com. I again am Ewanike Akpan. I am the owner of Lotus Fitness, and it is always my pleasure to work out with you and to help you to feel better, live better, and look better. Okay, so please join me. Your first class is, especially for all those coming from this group, is on me. So please join me. Those classes are 45 minutes. And remember that for the month of June, we talked about scheduling your bliss. We're going to incorporate the practice of writing down those very important times for ourselves, for our self-care, for our physical activity, keeping in mind that we want to move every day, a minimum of 30 minutes, and to get our heart rate up, okay? So please don't forget to do that. Now, you are here on the For Women's Leadership Forum Facebook page. You can also find out more information about some upcoming events, and there is a fantastic event that I definitely want to mention. That is their virtual business boot camp. It's going to be July the 10th. It's a half-day event from 12 to 5, but it is definitely not half of an event. It is going to be a powerful afternoon of information, no matter where you are in your business career, whether you as an entrepreneur are just getting started, have already launched your business and trying to prioritize things with taking your business now that you have launched to the next level, identifying who you should be networking with, resources, or you have been an entrepreneur and working your own business for years now and maybe have had to pivot during the most recent year and a half. There's so many resources out there, and there are going to be some wonderful speakers here during the virtual business boot camp. So please, please, please check that out at the forwardwlf.org website. You can register, please, on the forwardwlf.org website. And all of the channels you can find online for information about the For Women's Leadership Forum. You're on the Facebook page now. You can go to the website, of course, at forwardwlf.org, and their Instagram page, which is forwardwlf. All right? So everyone, thank you again for being here and for joining me and for thinking about yourself as we start to get really busy in this month of June, to schedule time for yourself on your calendar, wherever that may be, phone, day planner, whatever it is, so that you prioritize yourself and you can be available once taking care of yourself for all the others in your life that are important to you and all the other things in your life that are very important to you. I appreciate you. Please, if you have any questions about personal training with me or how to get into one of my classes with the boot camp, you can just hit me up at lotusfitness.com. Everyone, take care of yourself. Have a wonderful month and continue to check back here for all the best information for women who are helping each other to move forward. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening. Take care and bye.